Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children, I am happy to welcome you all for our online teaching academy, Ekalaiva. For the class 11, subject Biobotany, we are discussing the chapter Vegetative Morphology. Today, we are going to see parts of a flowering plant. Yes, the flowering plants are also called as angiosperms. So, all the flowering plants are all called as angiosperms. The other name for flowering plants is magnoliophytes. They are sporophytes. Sporophytes are nothing but spore producing organism consisting of an axis with an underground root system and aerial shoot system. Root system is nothing but the main primary roots and then lateral roots. They are usually underground, that is below the soil level. Above the soil, that is aerial part, that is called a shoot system. So, the plant consists of an axial with underground root system and above the ground, that is called a shoot system. The shoot system has three important parts. One is stem, second one is branches, and third one is leaves. So, stem, branches and leaves, these three are the parts of shoot system. See here the picture, you can able to see the parts of a plant. Below the ground level it is root system and above the ground level it is shoot system. It comprises of three important parts. One is stem, another one is branches and third one is leaves. Okay. The next, the root system consists of root and its lateral branches. See the picture here children. This is the root system. It is inside the ground. Okay. This is the primary root and this is called secondary roots. The lateral roots which is come from the primary root is called secondary roots and then this part is called tertiary roots. So, all this comes under root system. Okay. The first we will see the root system. The root is non-green. So, usually it is present inside the soil, no? All roots are non-green, cylindrical descending axis of the plant. So, descending axis, it goes downwards. So, it is said to be descending axis that usually grows into the soil, that is positively geotropic. It moves towards the gravitational force. It goes towards the earth. So, it is said to be positively geotropic. They are non-green cylindrical descending axis, very, very important. All roots are non-green cylindrical descending axis. It develops from the radicle. What is radicle children? When a seed is germinate, okay, the embryo will develop, no? So, from the embryo, a small outgrowth which arises towards the ground, okay, that is called radicle. The radicle give rise to root system and another one small part arises from the embryo, that is called plumule. From the plumule, shoot system will arise. Okay. So, root system develops from the radicle, which is the first structure that comes out when a seed is placed in the soil. When a seed is germinate in the soil, the first structure, the first part from the seed arise is called radicle. That radicle grows towards the what? Towards the soil. See, think that it is the seed. When it is germinate in the soil, one small outgrowth that arises towards the soil that is called radicle, and another one which arises upward, that is called plumule. Okay, the radicle give rise to root system, the plumule give rise to shoot system. The root is responsible for absorption of water and minerals from the soil. It has the capacity, it has the ability to absorb all the water and minerals from the soil. Okay, so root is responsible for absorption of water and nutrients, and also it anchors the whole plant. If the root is not properly fixed, means it is not properly developed, means the whole plant will not grow nicely, it will fall down. Okay, so the root, the main function is absorption of water and nutrients from the soil, as well as it anchoring the whole plant. It anchor the plant. Okay. Then we will see the characteristic features of root system. A root is the descending portion of the plant axis. As I said earlier, root is the descending portion. It goes towards the gravitational force. It is positively geotropic. Generally, roots are non-green in color and it lacks chlorophyll. Due to the absence of chlorophyll, roots are non-green in color. Does not possesses nodes, very important. Roots does not have any nodes, internodes and small buds. Exception in sweet potato and members of Rutaceae, roots bears, roots having small buds which helps in vegetative propagation. Most of the roots do not have buds and then internodes and nodes. Except only few plant species. In that, only sweet potato and some members of Rutaceae, they have small bud like outgrowth. It is necessary for vegetative propagation. Next, a root bears root hairs. Roots are having small root hairs. So, see here. This is root hairs. Okay. The root hairs are very essential for the absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Okay. It is positively geotropic and negatively phototropic in nature. So, the response to stimuli. So, roots are positive geotropic, it goes towards the gravitational force, and it is negative to phototropic, negative to the stimulation of sunlight. So, roots always go inside, it will not go upward. Okay. Then we will see the regions of root. First we will see the picture of roots. See here, this is the picture of root, root having root hairs. These are root hairs. This whole portion is called region of maturation, and then this region is called region of elongation, and here this is called region of meristematic cavity, and this root is covered with root cap. So, mainly region of maturation, region of elongation and region of meristematic activity. These are the main regions of the root. Okay. See, root tip is covered by dome-shaped parenchymatous cells called root cap. So, the root is covered with a root tip. So, root tip is covered with a dome shape. The root is there here. See here. So, this is a root tip. It is covered with dome shaped parenchymatous cells, that is called root cap. Okay. So it protects the meristematic cells. So root cap protects the meristematic cells. So meristematic cells are present here only. What is meristematic cell? That type of cell often undergoes cell division. They are the immature cells. All the meristematic tissues, all the meristematic cells are immature cells. It often undergoes cell division. So that meristematic cells are protected by root cap. So meristematic cells are always present at the tip of the root as well as the tip of the shoot. The meristematic tissue is very essential for elongation of the root as well as the elongation of the shoot. Now we are discussing the root system only. So this meristematic tissue is necessary for the elongation of root. So all these meristematic cells are protected by root cap. Okay. So root cap protects the meristematic cells in the apex. A few millimeters just above to the root cap, we are able to see the three different regions. The first region just above to the root cap is meristematic zone. As I said earlier, it is the immature zone. All the cells of this zones having immature. They often undergo cell division. A small millimeter, a few millimeter just above to the root cap. After that, there is a zone of elongation region. So above to the meristematic zone, there will be a big zone is there, that is called zone of elongation. And above to that zone of elongation, we are able to see the zone of maturation. See the picture here, children. This is the root tip. The root tip is covered by a dome-shaped parenchymatous cells, that is called root cap. That root cap protects the meristematic cells. Okay, so the region of meristematic cells is present just a few millimeters above to the root cap. Can you able to see this picture here? Yes. And then a region is there, that is called region of elongation. It is present just above to the meristematic activity zone. And then there will be a maturation zone. It is at the top of the elongation zone. Okay. So three different zones are there. One is zone of meristematic activity, second one zone of elongation, and third one is zone of maturation. Clear, children? See the tabular column here. Position, cell type, types of cells, and function. We already discussed about three different positions. What are the three different positions? Meristematic zone, zone of elongation, and zone of maturation. So three different zones. First one is zone of meristematic activity, that is meristematic zone. Second one is zone of elongation. Third one is zone of maturation. First we will see the meristematic zone activity, that is zone of meristem. Position, it lies just above to the root cap. This is root cap. This region is called meristematic zone. This meristematic zone lies just a few millimeters above to the root cap. Clear? This is the region of cell division. Meristematic zone is a region of cell division. That cells often undergo cell division. Okay. So next position is zone of elongation. It lies just above to the meristematic zone. Third one is zone of maturation. It lies above to the zone of elongation. Okay. Then cell type. In case of meristematic zone, what type of cells occurs? Here meristematic cells actively divide and continuously increase in number. All the meristematic cells often undergo cell division and increase its number. So meristematic cells are present, they are actively divide and continuously increase in number. In the case of zone of elongation, all the cells are elongated cells are present. In third zone, that is zone of maturation, mature cells and differentiated cells are present. mature cells gets differentiated. Okay. Then functions of meristematic zone. This is the main grouping tip of root. Okay. Then functions of zone of elongation, the cells increase in length and cause enlargement of the root. The third one, zone of maturation, the cells differentiate into various tissues like epidermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, pith, xylem and phloem. So, the zone of maturation, the cells differentiated into different parts, epidermis and then cortex, hypodermis, endodermis, pericycle, pith and vascular bundles. Clear children? See the picture here, types of root. As we discussed earlier, two different types of root system is there. One is tap root system and another one is fibrous root system. The other name for fibrous root system is adventitious. Okay. So, fibrous roots is also called as adventitious root system. See the picture here. There will be so much of difference between the tap root system and fibrous root system. What is the main difference? The tap root having one primary root, this is called primary root. From the primary root, the lateral roots, that is called secondary roots, and small root hairs, that is called tertiary roots, arise. So, secondary roots and tertiary roots are arise from the primary roots. Okay. But in the case of fibrous root or adventitious root, there is no primary root, there is no secondary roots. All small roots arise at the different regions of the basement of the plant. This is the base, this is the stem portion. From the base of the stem, the roots arise. That type of root is called fibrous root. Okay. First, we will see the taproot system. The primary root is the direct prolongation of the radicle. We already discussed about radicle. What is radicle? A small outgrowth, the first organ, the first part which arises after the seed is germinated in the soil, that is called radicle. Are you able to follow? So, radicle is the first part arised from the seed when it is germinated in the soil. Okay. So, in that radicle the primary root arises. So, primary root is a direct prolongation of the radicle. When the primary root persists and continues to grow as an dicotyledons, it forms the main root of the plant and it is called a taproot system. See here, from the radicle the primary root arises and it persists and it is the main root. The taproot produces lateral roots that further branches into finer roots. Lateral roots along with its branches together called as secondary roots. So, all the lateral roots along with its branches are called as secondary roots. See the picture here, all these are the secondary roots. The next one is adventitious root. Adventitious is also called as fibrous, Fi. Okay. Root developing from any part of the plant body. That is, see here. Here the root is developed from the any part of the plant other than the radicle, that is called a fibrous root. Okay. The fibrous root will not develop from the radicle. Okay. So, the root developing from any part of the plant other than the radicle is called adventitious root or fibrous root. It may develop from the base of the stem or at the nodes or internodes. Example, Ficus bengalensis and Piper nigrum. In most of the monocots, the primary root of the seedling is short-lived, okay, and then the lateral roots arise from various regions of the plant body. There is a bunch of thread-like roots equal in size. All the roots are equal in size. There is a bunch of roots having equal in size, which are collectively called as fibrous root system. All these roots are collectively called as fibrous root system. And it is found in monocots, most of the monocots. Example, grasses. Found in grass. Example here is Oryza sativa paddy plant. Then functions of root. Root performs two main functions, namely primary function as well as the secondary function. Primary function is nothing but the main function. What is the main function? The roots absorb the water and minerals from the soil. That is a main and important function. Second one is it anchors the plant firmly in the soil. It fixes the plant tightly in the soil. Okay, so root anchor the plant firmly in the soil. These two are the primary function, that is a main function. What is the secondary function? In some plants, roots perform additional functions. These are called secondary functions or additional functions. To perform additional functions, these roots are modified in their structure. Okay. See the flow chart here, root modification. We have discussed two different types of root. One is taproot, another one is fibrous root or adventitious root. In case of taproot system, taproot modification having two different function, storage function and another one is breathing root. In storage, there is a conical root, fusiform and napiform, and then breathing. Next, adventitious root modification, here storage, mechanical support and vital functions. In storage, there are 5 different types of roots: tuberous roots, fasciculated roots, nodulous root, molliform roots and annulated root. In mechanical support, prop root, stilt root, climbing root and burster root. In vital function, there are 4 different types of functions: epiphytic root, foliar root, sucking root, and fourth one is photosynthetic roots. Okay, so root modification, 2 different types. One is taproot modification, another one is adventitious root modification. Taproot also having storage and breathing root, adventitious having storage, mechanical support and vital function. Clear, children? Thank you, children. To receive our online lessons, please press subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you.